So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey, coming to you again live from sunny Florida. This is probably going to be my last video here on location. Heading home here tonight. I'll be back sometime later tomorrow. Do have a stopover up in the northeast in Boston for the night, so we'll see. But we do have some news to talk about today. We have another signing in Washington. Trevor Van Riemsdyk signed a 3-year contract at $3 million per season. So the Capitals continue to reshape their D. Good signing there overall. I think there was a lot of speculation he could be traded ahead of the deadline, and he wasn't. So along with John Carlson and Nick Jensen, the only defenseman really under contract, likely going to be Alexeyev in the mix in the top six as well. Sorry for the noise going on behind me. Lots of stuff going on here at Disney before we head home. But a good signing by the Caps on Van Riemsdyk. Also a signing in Dallas, Kyle McDonald, a 3-year contract, ELC, an undrafted prospect out of the OHL's North Bay Battalion. Put up 30 goals in 39 games this year, so certainly progressing well. It could be a little bit of late development, late bloomer type of player. So to take a flyer on him on an ELC, pretty good risk from the Dallas perspective. Some injury updates as well. Nick Bonino in Pittsburgh is going to be out week to week. He suffered what they call a kidney laceration, so that's certainly probably quite uncomfortable. Obviously, big deadline acquisition by Pittsburgh, so certainly they don't want him to be out any length of time. Also, some real concern over Avs captain Gabe Landeskog, been out all season, and according to head coach Jared Bednar, there's real no firm timeline on when he could be back. So, you know, obviously he's had multiple knee surgeries in the last few years. Certainly lots of injuries that he's dealt with. An integral piece of their championship win last year, so if he can't play in the playoffs, that is going to be a major blow for the Avs to defend their championship. Very versatile guy, you know, hard-nosed power forward, can play center if need be, and certainly you know, that's going to be big, but for uncertainty, we'll see. I'm sure if he's all able to play that he will, but certainly not encouraging words to hear from Bednar on that situation. When it comes to some trade talk, lots of speculation that the Habs will reconsider moving defenseman Joel Edmondson in the offseason. Obviously, they had lots of interest at the deadline, but due to the fact that he was out injured so long, they really kind of, you know, limited teams' interest. They were very interested but wanted to see him play more. Never happened, unfortunately, because he came back just right around the time of the deadline as well. So obviously a veteran defenseman who's, you know, got a good size, long reach, good versatility, good experience. Certainly somebody who could command a fairly high price tag. I know the Habs were looking for a first-round pick, so it wouldn't be shocking if Ken Hughes and Jeff Gorton tried to get themselves another first-rounder for the 23 entry drafts. And considering how deep of a prospect pool is involved with that draft, certainly some teams like Montreal will be heavily involved, making the you know, lots of moves to get more picks for sure. I expect Mike Hoffman to be in that conversation too, but Edmondson definitely a player with good value and good experience that definitely be reconsidered for trade in the offseason. Another team to watch making moves in the offseason as well is the Washington Capitals. Of course, they picked up a lot of extra draft currency with moves they made ahead of the deadline, with, you know, Orlov, Hathaway, etc. Word is Brian McClellan wants to add a top 6 forward to the mix, so they're likely going to be combining some of those picks along with some other pieces that they might already have, prospects, etc., to try to land another top 6 forward. Outside of Ovechkin, they don't have any other 20 goal scorers this year, with TJ Oshie being next at 16. Obviously, Oshie missed some time with injury as well, so certainly you know, not a case of having a lot of success this year in Washington. They need to retool quickly while they still have Ovi under contract and try to win with him on the roster. Obviously, Anthony Mantha, another player that you can expect to be on the trade block again. They were interested in moving him before, but not a lot of action on his contract. It might be tough to do given his lack of production, but one way or another, between buyouts or trade with retention, I would fully expect the Washington Capitals to heavily look into moving him for sure if they can, to move on from that contract. San Jose is going to be another team to watch as well. Apparently around the deadline there was legit interest in defenseman Muriel Ferraro, who's a young up-and-coming offensive D, good defensively too, and obviously a player that's grown a lot of responsibility in San Jose over the last few years. The offers were good, but not good enough by the sounds of things. Obviously, in Ferraro's case, San Jose had a fairly high price tag. Of course, San Jose is also looking to continue to deal Erik Karlsson, another top defenseman, finding himself on the move. Teams will have a lot more cap flexibility in the offseason and more likely to get this deal done, but the Karlsson trade is going to largely depend on how much money San Jose is willing to hold back and retain on salary here. Obviously, he's making a ton of money, and even though he's playing like he's living up to it now, it's still a lot for teams to handle. But I would expect teams that were in the mix before to reconsider and try to make this work. I know San Jose would really like to get that contract off the books. Also look for James Reiner to not return, likely gone as UFA. Kevin LeBanc also likely leaving via trade as well. So San Jose could be completely reshaped, and look for Mike Career to really put a stamp on that team throughout the offseason. So that's all your news for today. Next video will likely come from Boston, or possibly from the road somewhere in between. We'll see. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the continued support. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back to regular videos from my normal recording studio in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.